Allow me to extend a warm welcome to all the viewers on the internet and around the world. It is sunrise on YouTube, morning on Facebook, noon on Twitter, midday on Threads, afternoon on Twitch, sunset on Instagram, and evening on Rumble. I am your host, the Ancient One, the Bachelor Supreme, the Phantom Menace, he who remains, and the master of the deceptive arts. We are broadcasting live directly from the sanctum of solitude and the citadel at the end of time. Hello everyone, it's the Ancient One here, the Bachelor Supreme, back with another article. And today's article is entitled 10 Reasons Men Get Vasectomy. Unfortunately, there's no author to credit, so we'll just get right into it. It reads, every year, more than 500,000 men in America choose to have a vasectomy. The safe, effective procedure is the only permanent birth control for men. Although many men may be concerned about a procedure in such a delicate area, it's less dramatic than you might think. A vasectomy is minimally invasive and usually takes less than 30 minutes right in your doctor's office. Do you think it may be time for a vasectomy? Yes. Here are 10 reasons men get one. 10 reasons why men get vasectomies. Number 1, family is the right size. When you know for sure that you and your partner are done growing your family, a vasectomy takes the oops factor out of your relationship. 2, cost effective. Over time, a vasectomy can be a more cost effective option than buying birth control. It's also much less than the cost of raising children, far less than the cost of raising children. The cost of the procedure is probably less than you think and is often covered by insurance. Number 3, tired of dealing with other birth control. Other forms of birth control require maintenance, and some require a certain amount of preparation. A vasectomy ends the quick trips to the store, the pause to find and use other methods, and the worry of accidents. If your partner uses a medical form of birth control, it also saves her from needing appointments for injections, prescriptions, or implants. Number 4, removing the burden from your partner. There are at least 11 forms of birth control designed for women today and only 2 for men. Female birth control is generally more expensive, intrusive, and has more health risks than male birth control. A vasectomy saves her from uncomfortable implant procedures and the effects of hormones. Number 5, it won't affect functioning, performance, or sensation. A vasectomy is a small cut to the tube that delivers sperm. It doesn't involve or affect hormones or the penis. After recovery, everything will work as usual. You won't notice any change in function, performance, or sensation. That is absolutely true. And let's continue. Number 6, permanence. It's quick, easy, and permanent. After you get the all clear from your doctor, your urologist, there are no required checkups, no maintenance, and you never have to think about birth control again. Number 7, safer than tubal ligation. Tubal ligation, apologies if I mispronounced that word, that's a new one. A female version of sterilization is tubal ligation. It's a surgical procedure that requires anesthesia and incisions into the woman's abdominal, which makes it riskier than a vasectomy. Agreed. Risks to her include bleeding, infection, damage to other abdominal organs, and reaction to anesthesia. Vasectomies are done in the office with local anesthesia and rarely result in complications. You can also take the full anesthesia and just go out. I did that and woke up a new man. I think it's called general anesthesia, but you need to speak to your doctor about that. Number 8, it rarely fails. A vasectomy is over 99% effective at preventing pregnancy, and it is mistake proof, unlike condoms. Condom boxes say that they are 99% effective, I beg your pardon, but that's only when they are used correctly. The reality is condoms are closer to 85% effective because of human error. The 1% of the vasectomy that fails, or less than 1% that fails, I believe can be easily corrected. So it's really close to 100% safety. You can trust it. You can absolutely trust it. Number 9, it's quick, simple, and low risk. A vasectomy can be performed in your doctor's office using local anesthesia, meaning you will be awake through the procedure. You don't have to be. You can choose the other option. It usually takes less than a half hour and has very few risks. It doesn't affect the penis, testicles, or other organs. And number 10, recovery is quick and side effects are rare. Some swelling and bruising are to be expected. Indeed, it is a full operation, so you can expect to need time for recovery. It continues. Most men can return to work 2 to 3 days after a vasectomy, I would say about 7, and resume most normal activities in a week, I would say 2 weeks. Risks like infection are possible but rare, I agree. Don't delay your vasectomy any longer. Schedule an appointment today. Speak to your urologist. So, due to time, and I do have some of it, I'm going to do a second article along with this video. They do go hand in hand. This one is entitled 10 Vasectomy Myths Debunked. Also doesn't have an author. If you put your name next to your work, I will gladly give you credit and recognition. I appreciate all writers for your skills. But it reads here, are you at a point in your life where you're done having children or you don't want to have children? Yes, I am. Have you grown tired of the inconvenience of current birth control and pregnancy scares? Yes, I am. And it continues. Have you considered a vasectomy? Yes, I have. The idea of getting snipped can strike fear into a man's heart, but the truth is that a vasectomy is safe and effective. In fact, it's much safer, more effective, and less invasive than your partner's sterilization options. It's also a quick, nearly painless, in-office procedure for most men. Despite its effectiveness and ease, though, some myths are still making the rounds and maybe holding you back. So let's get into some of those myths. Myth number 1, a vasectomy is complicated and invasive. The truth is, while it's true that your urologist has to make a cut into your skin, it is usually a very small incision or two, and complications are rare. The procedures are very quick, usually performed in the office, and generally takes about 15 to 30 minutes, in accordance with the previous article. But you can expect to be there. Give it a good hour. Let the urologist take his time. Myth number 2, getting a vasectomy hurts. The truth, most men are surprised at how little it actually hurts. After you receive a very small shot to the nub, the area. Oh, sorry. After you receive a very small shot to numb the area, the rest of the procedure will feel more like pressure or tugging. The numbing shot itself is best described as a pinch. Afterward, the discomfort is generally mild enough to be controlled with over the counter pain medication and ice pack. I had some very quality, very good pain medicine, so it wasn't very painful. But you do need some tight underwear to hold you up and support you. I don't think that many people talk about that because your parts will fall, right? From a position where they are being held up, they might drop. So you do need some tight underwear to support you during the process. Let's continue. Myth number 3, recovery is long. The truth, recovery is quicker than you think. This is true. Most men take it easy for a couple of days and can even resume sexual activity in 3 days. Because of the short recovery time, many men schedule their vasectomy for a Thursday or Friday and are back to work on Monday. March Madness and other televised events are also popular planning considerations. In truth, I would say give yourself about 2 weeks for everything to be 110%. But the recovery is very short. It's not like, uh, you know, 3 months to 6 months like most other serious procedures. We're talking weeks maximum, 2 weeks maximum. Myth number 4, a vasectomy will decrease your sex drive. The truth, a vasectomy only stops your body from releasing sperm. It doesn't affect your desire, sex drive, erection, or ability to perform. This is very true. Some say they've experienced the opposite, where they were encouraged to do more and go further, which is understandable. Testosterone, which helps control your sex drive, is transported through the bloodstream, not through semen, so it isn't affected at all by a vasectomy. Myth number 5, it will make sex less pleasurable. The truth, nope. In fact, the spontaneity, freedom, and peace of mind you gain will probably make you enjoy it more. The only thing a vasectomy changes is what goes into your semen. It does not affect erections or sensation. That part there about the peace of mind is absolutely true. Knowing that you cannot get somebody pregnant does give you a tremendous peace of mind and thereby probably increases performance rather than decreasing it because of a fear of regret. Let's continue. Myth number 6, sperm buildup. The truth, vasectomy effectivity blocks sperm from being released into semen. But that doesn't mean the sperm is trapped in your body. Sperm production is a constant process, and sperm that are not released are simply reabsorbed. This is true even without a vasectomy. There is no uncomfortable sperm buildup. Myth number 7, increased risk of prostate cancer. The truth, most studies have shown no risk of prostate cancer. The few that have suggested a risk could not prove that vasectomy was the cause. No studies have definitively proven a relationship between prostate cancer and vasectomy. That's absurd. There is no connection at all to prostate cancer. Plenty of men with no vasectomy suffer prostate cancers and their effects. So that's absolutely not true. Myth number 8, pregnancies still happen. The truth, a vasectomy is nearly 100% effective. When vasectomies appear to fail, it's usually because the patient has unprotected sex before confirming that they are sperm-free. There is already sperm in your system before the procedure. It takes 15 to 25 ejaculations over several weeks for that sperm to completely clear your tubes after surgery. That's why your urologist sends you home with a semen cup and instructions to use additional birth control until your sperm has been given the all clear. So effectively what this means is that after you have the procedure, think of it like, this is a terrible example, but think of it like a firearm, right? That type of weapon. You get the magazine and you have the bullets. Now, you could remove the magazine with much of the ammunition, but if you still have a bullet in the chamber and you fire it off, that's live ammunition. You could hurt someone, right? Terrible analogy, but it's the same here, right? You still have sperm in your system. So after having the vasectomy, you cut off the production of new sperm, but there's still some in there. So you need to ejaculate, I would say, 20 to at least 30 times. Then go back to your urologist, provide him a new semen sample, and when all those numbers read zero, that means you have the all clear and you are no longer producing child making sperm. And myth number 9, it's 100% permanent. The truth, you should assume that it will be 100% permanent and only have a vasectomy when you are certain you do not want children or more children. It's true that vasectomies can be reversed, but reversal is more difficult and much more expensive than a vasectomy, and it's not always successful. A vasectomy may be convenient, but it should never be used as short-term birth control. I agree completely. You need to do this with the idea that it's permanent and that you don't want to do it again or have it reversed, rather. The suggestion that I make is that if you have an element of doubt, you can freeze some sperm at a very low cost and then go ahead and get your vasectomy. Myself, I have openly stated that I froze 1 billion sperm. And it wasn't because I plan on using them, but it was to dissuade the doubt of not going through with the procedure, right? So after having the procedure, I still have the confidence that should I ever change my mind, which I will not, it's there, right? So to try and have the procedure reverse is just not worth it. You're better off saving more sperm than what you need. I did 1 billion, right? Which isn't that much in all scheme of things, but the potential of it is still tremendous, right? So you can do that, but you need to get the idea of a reversal completely out of your mind, right? You're not doing this as a short-term measure. This is a full-fledged, full frontal, 100%, no going back, right? You do this, you are a bachelor for life. Myth number 10, it's expensive. The truth, most health insurances cover vasectomies. You can verify vasectomy coverage with your insurance company by calling the 800 number of your insurance card or whatever number is provided. Even without insurance, the total cost of a vasectomy is without insurance is, I thought I read that wrong. No, I read it as it written. Let me do it again. Even without insurance, the total cost of a vasectomy without insurance is $1,550. This is very accurate. I didn't do mine in the United States, but the cost was comparable. And this cost would include the urologist, anesthesiologist, the room, and recovery time. It does not include painkillers and medication and after. You can also expect additional costs afterwards because once they've done a full account of what everything costs, they'll send you a final bill at the end. So it might be just a little bit more than this, but if you budget in and around this amount of money, $2,000, you won't reach that amount. You'll spend that much with the recovery at home, right? This includes the assessment, physical appointment, the vasectomy procedure, and follow-up semen check. This is true. That's much cheaper than a lot of female birth control options and definitely less expensive than another kid or any kid for that matter. In conclusion, the bottom line, the truth, the truth is a vasectomy is the safest, most effective, easiest form of permanent birth control. Think you're ready. I agree that it's safer, cheaper, and better than even female birth control options, more reliable, less painful, less frustration, no guesswork, right? And you are completely protected from any physical outcomes, in other words, children, and any of those unfortunate legal and social consequences that may come from that. So that's the end of this video. I hope you really consider getting a vasectomy. It is something that I take very seriously. I think if you are going to be a bachelor, if you are determined to be a bachelor, if you know you don't want to have any kids, you should get yourself a vasectomy, protect yourself, keep yourself safe, and secure your future. Secure your future. One of the messages that I think a lot of bachelors have to remember is you have to let go of the past. There's really no going back. Your best money is in the future. Whatever you lost in the past, you gotta let it go. And you really gotta look forward and see how you can make your next move your best move. Make your next move your best move. And I guarantee you, this vasectomy at this cost is a giveaway. And right now, vasectomies aren't very popular. This is still very much an underground movement, although it's perfectly legal. But once this catches on, it's going to be expensive. It's just like what happened in the plastic surgery industry, where before plastic surgery was experimental, it wasn't very expensive, the procedures weren't very sophisticated, but the difference here is that procedure is very sophisticated and it is effective and it's still cheap. In plastic surgery and other cosmetics types of surgeries, which this is not, this is full-on healthcare, but in cosmetic surgery, the better the surgery, the more expensive it is, right? The better the treatment for ladies, the birth control, the more expensive it is, and they probably have to keep paying it over years, maybe even a lifetime to protect themselves, right? Whereas we can get this done in less than an hour. Give yourself an hour, give your urologist an hour, be prepared, get it done, protect yourself. This is the ancient one. Thank you for watching and have a lovely day.